Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, a.k.a.
Catbus Russ,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guest and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 90forchill.com, and that's spelling out 90, Ninety, 4 FOR, chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
Hey, Catbus Russ here. Thanks for checking out this episode of I Dig Crazy Flicks presents 90 for Chill, the podcast. This time from Fan Expo New Orleans. Thank you very much, Fan Expo, for the opportunity, the floor, and a chance to give out a bunch of buttons to people in Marty McFly cosplay. If they couldn't come to our panel, at least they could show that they dug crazy flicks. Thank you very much, TJ and Plato from the NOLA Film Scene podcast. Thanks, TJ, for all your efforts with the audio. I think this track actually does you pretty good, so I'm just going to stick with that. But thanks again for going above and beyond. And thank you, Brian, for just getting me out there, being a little more social, maybe getting them more into the zone when it comes to promoting the podcast. Great time had by all. Check out the latest episode of NOLA Film Scene where they do a recap of Fan Expo New Orleans and the adventures probably of Brian getting all that cool photo opportunities. He's still probably high off his Andy Serkis experience. So thanks for checking out 90 for Chill, the podcast, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability, criminal prosecution, and the wrath of the tall man. Boy! And this is 90 for Chill, the podcast, live from Fan Expo 2025 in New Orleans. I'm sorry, I'm a Yankee. I'm not going to be able to nail that.
No, you did great.
That was good.
All right.
New Orleans. And then I watched Kojak. I love that old series. And he did New Orleans. He went French with like full bore. So New Orleans is good.
Okay. All right. So with me today, formal introductions. This is Catbus Russ. And this is I Dig Crazy Flicks presents 90 for Chill, the podcast. I Dig Crazy Flicks just sounded better as a brand, and it kind of expands, my opportunities to get guests on the show. But primarily, my focus when I started this podcast, 90 for Chill, was to focus on movies with run times between 70 and 100 minutes. I think that anything longer than that, how are you going to make time for it? I work 2 jobs myself, and if you watch, basically due to streaming, I kind of came up with the idea because with streaming, you watch one episode, you're going to end up in a binge, then you're not going to have any energy left when you wake up and have to go back to work. So, but I also find that 90 minutes, usually the movie has to be crazy. To catch my interest.
Yeah.
So with me are 2 experts, I believe, on the New Orleans film scene. I've got Brian and TJ from the NOLA Film Scene podcast.
With TJ and Plato.
Thank you. So, just to start, you have a particularly crazy film, either of you, that kind of influenced you and the kind of taste you have?
For me, have you ever heard of Hawk the Slayer?
Yes, I've watched a lot of the Bad Movie Bible channel on YouTube.
Bad movie. Okay, all right.
No. It's called the Bad Movie Bible.
It's definitely not an A. It's not a B. It might be a C. But it was right at the time, about 1980, when I saw it. And I was a kid playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's Jack Palance as the villain, kind of Star Wars-esque, set in a D&D world. The elven sword floats. It glows. The repeating crossbow is just chopped up, edited footage, so it's ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung. Mm-hmm. It's perfection. Ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung. Yeah. It's perfection in its crap. It's craptastic, and I love every minute of it.
Well, I mean, it's for me, I guess, my mom just didn't particularly like all the Star Wars stuff, so Flash Gordon was her answer immediately since he's a big Anglophile. She recently just got back from another trip to England. And that's why Timothy Dalton is my James Bond, just because my dad would not go to see really loud movies. So at 7, I'm going to take... she didn't want to go to the movies alone, so I ended up seeing The Living Daylights 3 times in the cinema.
You were a kid in the 90s.
Well, I mean, I only missed 2 months of the 80s.
Okay, all right.
So
I need some Geritol. Oh my God. I'm saying I'm old, Russ. I'm saying I'm old.
And I'm sorry, I keep mixing up. Brian?
Yes.
TJ, what movies really you got into that are kind of off the wall?
I know I should have had that prepared. It changes. It changes from year to year.
Oh, no, it wasn't until recently I was trying to watch Legion off of Netflix in my hotel back in 2009. I thought, this just looks like big budget, unthought out garbage. And then months later, I'm at the a B movie double feature, and when they say B, I mean no budget double feature.
No budget, yeah.
So it really kind of opened me up to what crazy can be.
There, in our world, getting into acting, Brian and I both got into it much later in life. So we didn't grow up in Hollywood. We didn't grow up with family in the business that could get us in front of cameras early on. So we're having to pay our dues, and you do a lot of work for free. You do a lot of student films, you do a lot of self-produced productions, and in that time, we've come across a lot of different shorts. Brian was in a very, very interesting, actually it's not a short, it's a feature.
Which one?
Right, the Wheel of Heaven.
Wheel of Heaven, it's a feature. It's absurdist art house. It almost defies description. My wife likes her films kind of normal, and she went to the premiere with me and walked out and said, "What the hell was that?" But it's fun. It has a point. You just have to. It's like somebody flipping channels and a choose your own adventure book. So you have to follow along, but let them take you in the way, which is fun. Not everybody's going to like that.
Yeah. It's an interesting time now that we don't really channel surf anymore, because usually it's just, late nights in high school. I'm not, kind of got over the sleepover thing by that point. So it's like, well, what's on up all night on USA?
All night.
So, that's where I found Phantasm myself, which is one of my favorite horror movies. How can you dislike a franchise where your hero is an ice cream truck driver with a quad barrel shotgun?
Right.
So
he was definitely having a ball.
Yes. And then, Don Coscarelli, Beastmaster is probably his most tame movie.
Wow.
Because you got Bubba Hotep, and then and John dies at the end is a really crazy one.
Yeah.
A lot of discussion on the podcast. So, let's just jump then to, the premise of 90 for Chill, which is 100 minutes a good cap on a runtime?
I think it depends on what the goal is. I get the concept. I like the concept. because, I mean, let's face it, these days it's not the easiest thing to just sit down for 2.5, 3 hours. And that's one of the first things we talk, my wife and family and I talk about whenever we're trying to decide a film for the family for the evening. What's the runtime on it? Because who's got, after a full day of work and activities and everything else, who's got that kind of time? And I don't like to stop and start, especially the first time I'm watching something. I like to watch it all the way through. But on the other side of that coin is, what's the story they're trying to tell? Does it need to be longer than an hour and a half? That's the big question. Can they tell the story? We've learned from doing 48-hour film project and 7-7 film project, where you have either 48 hours or 7 days to film an entire film. You have to tell that story in the confines of 4 to 7 minutes. And I think it's better storytelling if you can be a little more concise with it and shorten it.
Well, there we go. Thesis proven. Hopefully, John. Was it John Huston?
You lost me.
Comic book artist we spoke with earlier.
Larry Houston.
Larry Houston. Sorry to equate him with. Well, I mean,
it's not a bad equation.
Yeah,
John Houston's pretty good.
Right. So, So there you go. That's the thesis he was curious about.
Yeah, I don't like saying it's got to be this amount. I agree with you. Brevity is the point, and it's the pacing.
Right.
I won't say what. I was in something. It's in a couple, and we're at the amateur level basically. We're getting paid for movies, but we're still doing movies for free, student films, and some of them, the editing is so precise. It carries you 7 minutes, but you forget about the time. I know it's not hard to forget 7 minutes, but the story drags you through. You're like, oh, that's great. You don't even think about it. Where I've been in others, where if we were filming right now, the camera would be on me. Then when I stopped, they would wait a second, put the camera on you, wait a second, and then you would start talking. So the editing, the pacing lost its energy.
Oh.
So there's, hey, how you doing? I'm doing all good. So you lose that. So even at the shorter times, it's about the editing. It's about the storytelling and how you learn, and these are new directors, new actors, but how you learn to bring that energy and then bring that to people.
Well, and when you bring up editing and pacing, that makes me think of the classic John Woo Hong Kong movies. Those are long movies, but greatest 45 minutes in action is probably the finale of Hard Boiled, in my opinion. And but it's just appropriate. Bang, bang, bang. Right. If you can keep that pace up for 2.5 hours. Yeah. You're golden. If you stop and have a bunch of dwarves singing and mocking Bilbo Baggins, you're going to lose something.
But if that adds to his character, so they're mocking him, but then when he becomes the hero, you feel it. You take that journey with him. So it's the timing, it's the precision, and it's doing that for a purpose rather than, I'm just going to bring another character in so I can make a toy, so I can, it lengthened the movie to make it longer.
No, that's when we get Legolas brought into the franchise early. And I think the problem with the Hobbit series, now that I say that, is like we kind of knew Bilbo already. I mean, not Martin Freeman. I mean, Martin Freeman is awesome. Probably my favorite character in Love Actually, but that's a movie that, like,
I want to see the mashup of the Hobbit movies and Love Actually.
Oh.
But I like the Hobbit movies.
Oh, no, I like them. I love the Battle of the Five Armies, especially the extended cut where you get the R-rated gore.
when Bilbo's there looking up at Smaug, I was in the front row, I was close, and I was reaching for an imaginary sword. I'm an old D&D player back in the day, and I was like, oh, dude, I want to kill that. You know what I mean? So, and I like that Peter Jackson expanded the universe by using Tolkien's expanded universe.
Yes.
He didn't just make things, maybe a little bit with the dwarf and the elf love, but you can kind of go for that. But I understand why people didn't like it, and yes, it was probably could have been done in 2 movies.
Yes.
Probably could have been done in 1, but.
Well, I mean, that goes back to Rankin Bass. That shows you that it is all about the narrative, because nothing happens in the Rankin Bass movie, which was actually Studio Ghibli's beginning.
Right. You're hitting my child. We're going to throw down. But like, people didn't like the Return of the King from Rankin and Bass.
Well, that was just shoddily put together.
I agree. But the song "Where There's a Whip, There's a Way," I still sing it to this day. And no, I'm not singing on this podcast. You'll have to come to NOLA Film Scene to hear that.
Well, we don't. We're only.
Content.
We still got a couple of minutes before, say, copyright trolls get on us about that.
Yeah.
I've only been hit a couple of times. That was back when I was with Podbean for my distribution, and they would just instantly put it up on YouTube. Once it was the Your Next episode, and I put the trailer on before I did my review, and then I was able to talk that one down. Like, no, this is their trailer. Lionsgate got the rights to Perfect Day by Lou Reed. I wasn't going to challenge Studio Ghibli when I reissued a Totoro episode, and
Oh, nice.
and it was a trailer for their Ghibli Fest, but nope, got flagged. So
For just playing the trailer?
yeah, because it used their music. Music is something you got to be very careful of. Like, you can use about any soundbite. I try my best to use about any soundbite. You said I'm a '90s kid. Well, Midwest radio. That's everybody's just like, well, throw fun or zoo. I guess it was zoo. I can't remember the term, but
Morning Zoo?
Morning Zoo.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you just throw a soundbite in whenever you could get a chance.
It's greasy. But Kevin Smith, I follow him a lot. And
Oh.
he knows that my first movie, I was in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. And he can play a trailer from one of his movies, and YouTube will pull it down.
Yep.
And it's his. So
Technically,
Using AI bots,
Right.
and there's not real people reviewing them until you get to
well,
layers
and
of complaints.
technically, a lot of it belongs to the Weinsteins, but as he
not anymore.
Oh.
He's got Dogma back.
yeah, but I think that was being held up just because of the music, I thought.
No, the Weinsteins had it.
Okay.
And so I think if you can go to Kevin's podcast, they made him an offer,
Okay.
and he didn't want to do it. And so that's why it sat. And then the rights finally, I believe, just reverted back to Kevin.
Okay.
And they probably had to pay it, but he's planning on taking it on tour, like he did for Reboot, like he did for
Clerks
Yoga
3,
Hosers.
Yoga Hosers.
Clerks 3.
Red State was the first one he related the tours for.
We need you, Kevin. We need you on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm going to bug you. You know I am.
I was my real closest relationship with any auteurs with the Soska twins out of Vancouver. They made their name. This was back with Peoria, so I'm from Central Illinois, the definite Yankee here again. And they Drunken Zombie double feature. Eventually, they did an annual film festival, and that was the one I really wanted to see, called Dead Hooker in a Trunk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I think I've heard of that.
yes. Then they're probably best known for American Mary, a story of a med student after being sexually assaulted by her instructor, decides to go into body modification using her surgical skills.
On herself or on others?
On others, she happens to, that's going to be spoilers, but she's got a great practice dummy. and they did a great sequel to a WWE film, See No Evil.
Oh, yeah.
See No Evil 2, and that was,
With Kane.
yes.
That's right.
But her primary actress in those films were Isabel, I think it's, no, not Isabel Hewer, Catherine Isabel, best known for Ginger and Ginger Snaps. So, but talking to a bunch of actors and the experience of working your way up, it's not too far removed from my time in the wrestling business. You say, working for free, we call it for a hot dog and a handshake.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get that hot dog, that's fine. And thinking about the crowd right now at this panel, a lot of buttons handed out. I do think the promotion's fine.
Yeah.
We're competing against Back to the Future, and yeah, that's not a competition.
No.
especially the 40th anniversary panel.
It's a big Back to the Future weekend here. Not only do you have Michael J. Fox and Leah Thompson, the main people, but they have Goldie, the guy who played the mayor.
Yeah.
The second dad. His last name's Weissman. I've just kind of met him on Facebook. People are like, go say hi to him. Like, okay, I haven't met him yet, but all right, I'll go say hi to him. But I'm not disappointed that we didn't get anybody. It'd be nice.
Right. No.
For TJ and I, this is our first.
Yeah.
We're thrilled.
Yeah.
We're talking to TJ's lovely wife here.
Oh, it's equal to the smallest crowd I've performed in wrestling wise.
And we've done it in improv.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't done any stand-up comedy yet, but in improv, there's one person there, even none. You do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And she's being a great audience member. I like the one show I did in front of one person, wrestling wise. This guy was what we call a total mark. He's like trying to commentate, plot the moves out, time it right, time it right, time it right. There you go. Oh, it's like it's a weird warehouse show, so he's the only voice you can hear.
Hey, weird warehouse shows is what put ECW on the map.
Oh yes,
There's nothing wrong with a weird warehouse show.
No, that's probably one of my best wrestling experiences. Was the first time ECW came to Peoria. They didn't do the arena. Limp Bizkit was doing the arena that night. And they just did what they call the assembly hall, and just a ball. Everybody's on top of each other.
Oh, nice.
And then we weren't quite prepared for Axel Rotten to be thrown. I think it was Tony, one of the baldies, to be thrown out right behind us where we're sitting.
3D.
Yeah.
Up close and personal.
Yeah. So.
All right. So now, since we're on wrestling, what's your finishing move?
I've got my primary finishing move was called School Days. My gimmick was the student of the game, which is requires a little too much thought for wrestling fans, unfortunately. Oh, you're a Triple H fan. Oh no, I hated Hunter then. Can't say I'm a big fan now. I appreciate that. I watch AEW, and I appreciate that he. But I do appreciate Hunter's mind is always on the wrestling business. Anything he sees, he tries to go and put forth into it. And that kind of the movie I ended up watching last night, because Legion, you can't get with the ad program on Netflix. There's licensing issues. Why? I don't understand why the ads make a difference. So I watched this movie called Valhalla Rising with Mads Mikkelsen, directed by the guy who did Drive, and the first 15 minutes are awesome, and then it just falls off a cliff, in my opinion. But you get some, basically some of the gore effects I really want to incorporate in the movie I wrote once I got into no budget cinema, because I was trying to after my wrestling slowed down, I was trying to write originally I had a friend who said, oh, we could do a comic book about all your experiences on the road, and then that kind of, a lot of drama there, a literal falling out, and I said, well, I still got these stories, so let's try to make it into some screenplays, so they're deep indie feelers, while I still try to do Kevin Smith and Tarantino style comedy. And then I thought, well, no, I just got to get a movie made. So I was like, all right, we'll do the no budget route. And then I figured I'd have all my friends from the wrestling scene. And yeah, nobody ever. But it's Main Event of the Dead, pro wrestling zombie comedy.
So you finished it?
No, the screenplay, yeah, I wrote that, but no, I haven't been able to get anything, get the support behind it. I couldn't.
We might be able to help. We know some people.
All right, yeah. So I still got to do a rewrite on the script. It was basically I want to own this real fast. Wrote sent it off to Washington Library of Congress, and so I have the copyright on it. And I think I may have beat Pro Wrestling versus Zombies versus Pro Wrestlers.
I have a copy of that.
I think I may have beaten them by a couple months.
With Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
I know Shane Douglas, Roddy Piper, one of the Hardy Boys. Yeah,
I believe Duggan's in it too, because at WrestleMania 30, they did the Mid-South convention. And
okay,
Mid-South boy from way back in the day. And I have a 2x4 signed by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So
nice.
He was in it because he becomes a zombie and Piper has to deal with him.
Yeah.
So that that was, I don't want to say it was trash. It wasn't good.
No.
But I enjoyed all of it. But it's for me.
Right. No, that's...
So when we say, like you were talking about I forgot what movie, and it was 15 minutes Mads Mikkelsen, and then it was trash.
Valhalla Rising, yeah.
And I'm not saying you're wrong because I haven't seen it, and I don't care if I had because that's your opinion. But I watched the internet and I listened to people's reactions. I didn't like this because it's garbage. So it's all or nothing with them.
Right.
They don't let the story tell them something, which is everybody's opinion. That's fine, or they don't even give it a chance. Yeah.
No, I made it through it, and it was like I really wanted to like it more, but
I got you.
It's.
Here's my question, and I'll phrase it this way: when Wonder Woman 1984 came out,
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I loved the first one. That was great.
Oh, I liked Justice League.
I did too, and I loved the extended version even better.
Right, and I really loved Batman v Superman, the extended cut.
I liked it. I didn't love it, and Black Adam was trash. So we'll stop there with those. But I have a friend who writes Wonder Woman fan fiction. And so his review of Wonder Woman 1984 is, I would not have written Max Lord like that. That's fine, but you can't expect them to do what you want to do.
Right.
Like, you have to let the story take you. You don't have to like it. But you see what I mean? People close off too soon, and it's got to be great or nothing. It's trash. It's pretty good. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just, we're so hyperbolic on the internet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jesse Eisenberg's Luthor. I thought, no, that's the appropriate tech bro. That's what Luthor would be today.
Yeah. Agreed.
Man of Steel,
I wish
Superman.
they would have developed that.
Yeah. The Man of Steel Superman, when his dad didn't let him save him.
Yeah.
Think about the farmers when Superman first came out in 1938. They probably trusted the government a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
So when that movie comes out, think about how not only people, but then the farmers who have been screwed over by the banks and government, or just have that feeling, because I don't have the facts for that, it makes sense for now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it has to change a little bit with the times.
All right. So.
Well, I brought this thing.
No. That's fine. It's just more of like, well, I usually I had a lot of fun at Twin Cities Con because people would, actually the crowd started building, and then I'm throwing out the buttons
yeah.
almost causing some, I hope
Like a ninja snarf.
Yes, exactly.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So so it's just great having you guys on for this panel because every time's a learning experience for me, and honestly I think we're going pretty smooth right now.
Yeah. This is a good podcast and a great place to record it.
Yes. Oh yeah. No,
maybe a little echoey
walls.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of the Predator joke. I think it was Shane Black got to do. From the Predator, he goes to the big Native American, and said, he keeps trying to get this character to crack. That's where the Predator eventually gets his laugh at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And the joke was, I told my girlfriend, "Man, you have a big." And she said, "Why'd you say it twice?" I didn't. It was the echo.
And he did that laugh. Yeah.
Right. So.
I don't think his name's Shane Black, but yes, totally understand.
Well, Shane Black was one of the characters in there.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, he did. Oh, can you punch up the script? No, I'm here to just get paid.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So put it in the comments when we post this. Tell us who the character was. Tell us if we were wrong or right. Put it on social media. Engage us. Follow us. Share us.
Oh, well, with that said, I got something out of the bag to grab. Right.
Scariest words I've ever heard.
Yeah. Excuse me while I whip this out. All right. So, just to get the word out on the podcast, I went and got some bumper stickers for both shows. I mean, it's pretty simplistic. Just figuring out freeform on the apples, but now I realize I should have put Fan Expo, but my attempt to make a little video cassette
It's awesome looking.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I'll open it while you continue,
Yep,
so we don't
so-
lose any energy.
Energy. Right. All right. So, so what do you guys? I mean, do you guys want to talk? Like, this is a platform for you just as much as I. Anything you want to talk about from NOLA film scene?
Well, yeah, we could talk for.
No, well, I don't know when they're gonna necessarily stop us. I think everybody's downstairs.
Right. I figure we stop by 8-ish. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 more minutes than we were
Let's
promised.
turn it on you.
Okay.
How long have you been podcasting?
This year, fifth year, starting the 5th year.
5th. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We've been doing a little over a year. Mm-hmm. Maybe getting close to a year and a half. What has been the biggest revelation for you? You came in with an idea, realized that was wrong, and this is how it is.
Well, so initially I was like, oh, let's do themes. Like, my first episode I recorded with my recent ex at the time. We're still on very good terms. She drove me to the train station. I don't know what her husband thinks, but...
She drove you to a place that is going to get you out of town. Might not be as close as you think.
Well, so, and we decided to just go with anime to start. So, because I showed her a lot of stuff, and then I think the next week I talked to my older sister, the poetic critic on Letterboxd, and it was all about Jeff Goldblum's sub one. And that time I was putting the cap at 97 minutes.
Okay.
But it's just very difficult to get guests on the show if they got to go and do a lot of homework. I've had a guest who's a real sport. He's on the comic scene in Central Illinois. Andrew Teedy, Couchman Bakes. His TikTok series is Baking While Baked.
Yeah.
While he makes stuff, while he bakes stuff with sugar and spice, while he's lit up and feeling nice. So he wanted to do stuff like Tombstone. And I had to think, well, how can we get to that? That's a good 2-hour movie. I can't. And well, we could do a marathon of Sam Elliott movies. And so he was fun with that. We also did that for The Thing as well, which is just a few minutes too long, even for 100 minutes. But then it's like, his wife was getting on him about, how long is this one going to be? Another 4-hour affair? So, brevity. And I guess that's
your theme search led you to the focus of brevity.
Yes, yep. You want to be in and out. I get a lot of reviews I get probably a lot more plays when I don't have a guest. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to talk about this movie for a bit. Kind of makes me, a little sad as a writer, primarily. Like, nobody's going to take the time to. But I understand now, like, this is something you can play in the background, pick up on, and. Again, I just a lot of time, like when I hear people talk about it, my friends talk about the podcast they listen to, it's basically, they're looking for the shorter episodes.
Right. And we were advised that while doing research, keep it about a half an hour.
Yeah.
But when it's good, it's good. Like we just dropped a 45-minute episode.
Right.
Ooh La La.
Yeah.
Our cosplay friend, who will be here tomorrow at Fan Expo, but not on this recording. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was about to say, I listened to the episode. It's all right. They're calling. I'll be there. I'm just.
She will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a few that were longer than an hour, and it just gets so burdensome to edit that much. Mm-hmm. And we were dropping episodes every week. So a friend of mine had been podcasting for a while, but he does it more to promote his marketing business.
Right.
And he said, 30, 35 minutes is the max. People their attention spans start dropping off after that. So we started trying to cut it down a little bit. And I think we've gotten pretty good content since we started doing that. We narrow the focus a little bit. But sometimes it's difficult because you get into a good conversation we've had a few guests that we've chased some rabbits, and it ends up going a little bit longer. And there's been a couple that we've just split into two, made it a multi-part episode to keep it down shorter, and that kind of relieves the burden to get the content churned out.
I've done that a few times, and I think the only problem with that is, well, they talked about it last week, is a response I get when I part 2. But I do kind of make it a rule now. Like, I try to put the movie on at the same time in my peripheral, so I have an idea. Like, okay, we gotta keep it. Like, I'm saying no longer than 100 minutes. We better go and keep it that way. Yeah. We'll follow the guide.
Plus, it can be a prompt of, oh yeah, I remember that scene.
Right. Yeah, that does work. Worked a lot with the Princess Bride episode. But I mean, that's a movie I can quote back and forth.
How long is that?
Only about an hour. Hour 36. Not that long a movie. It's really bang bang. Rob Reiner, he kept it pretty concise until I'd say A Few Good Men, and then I got Oscar buzz.
Yeah, but A Few Good Men, Jaws, The Thing, some of the other ones you mentioned, Tombstone.
Yes.
No. That does not need to be 90 minutes. Those are as close to perfection as you can get.
Jaws works, and that's funny because at Twin Cities Con, somebody did. It's a generation thing, as you keep bringing it up when you
promote the podcast.
Promote your podcast. Have you seen the Bill and Ted movies? And I don't know. I don't know with kids today. How is that a generation thing? It's parents. That's the problem.
Yeah. When I hand out the podcast cards to advertise, Debbie Derryberry, who voiced Jimmy Neutron, has been on, and a lot of people, because that was the early 2000s, the younger people know that. We're starting to get away from that because they're still getting younger. And I was in Bill and Ted. Have I mentioned I was Death's photo double, TJ?
Not yet in this episode.
Okay. Want to keep it consistent. But Bill Sadler's been on, and that's how I find out people's age and their interests. And so when you were behind me, because I was handing out cards all through the con today, annoying the hell out of people, but some people liked it. But I was saying, do you know the Bill and Ted movies? And that's what you're saying. You're behind me going, what do you mean? How do you not know the Bill and Ted? And you find out very quickly that some people are like, I don't know who Keanu Reeves is.
Whoa, jeez.
But anyway, back to what you were saying. I distracted.
Okay, well, speaking of kids, when I did the Twin Cities Con, a kid did go and say, what are they waiting for? Why don't they just get on the boat and go kill the frickin' shark? So, no, attention spans today.
Yeah.
Tombstone really is such a beautiful disaster, because it was people keep arguing who was the director. Was it Joris Cosmatos, or was it really Kurt Russell? It was just everything was going wrong, but went
behind the scenes.
But it worked out.
What was recorded and edited was great.
Right.
Like Jaws, how the shark didn't work.
Yeah.
Which made them have
to make it a suspense movie instead of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we were talking with MC Popsicle earlier.
Josh Young, shout out.
We were just saying, hey, no, I do forgive
Oh,
sequels. If you do an awesome movie, I'm going to give you an extra 15 minutes. So, and I brought up John Wick as the example. And, John Wick 2 was awesome. I'll give you an extra 30 minutes. And then John Wick 4, I'm totally happy with 2 hours, 45 minutes. And again, that comes back to the editing and the pacing.
Yeah.
Just bang, bang. That's the only problem I have with a lot of James Bond movies, and that is we don't really have the time to slow down just so you can shag another woman. I mean, these are PG movies all the way up until License to Kill. We're not going to get that much out of your shagging.
And we're going to leave that one lying where it is.
Yeah, I'll keep it PG-13. That's
yeah. Shag, baby,
yeah. But
so
it's also interesting when you come to, say, adapting a novel. I do not expect any adaptation of War and Peace to follow the I learned it from listening to the Terminator 2, the Aliens commentary with James Cameron. He was saying, well, I got Aliens, but at the same time I got the go to write the script for Rambo 2, or I'm sorry, First Blood Part 2, Rambo. And, he just asked somebody, I don't know if it was Stallone, well, you just got to write 100, just focus on 120 pages, 1 page a minute. So, so adapting something is a can be a totally different affair, because you know how much material you have. That's why I don't hate on the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies. Now I could probably go, maybe now it's a generational thing for me, like Hunger Games, come on. Battle Royale did it in one movie, the entire thing in one movie, which I'm fairly certain was the inspiration for the Hunger Games.
I got you.
So
I did not know that. I'm not familiar with that movie.
Oh, I think it was like Tarantino's favorite movie for a while.
I'll have to look it up.
Oh yeah, it's like Beat Katana. I mean, it's a big Japanese movie. It's about 2, maybe even longer. But you got this is the first real appearance of the actress who played Go-Go from Kill Bill.
Yeah.
But it's basically we're just going to choose a random junior high class, 2 thin, 1 survivor.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the big reason why it never made it to the States for a good 10 years. Is like we're having teenagers.
Wait, what's the name of that movie? The movie you're talking about.
Battle Royale.
Did it have a different name? Were they using a different name for it before?
No,
It's a different movie.
No, it was based on a manga. Battle Royale.
Is that the one?
Beat Kitano was the antagonist, essentially, the one guy overseeing everything. You might know him best as the Kenny Blankenship on. No, he was Vic Romero on MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, back on Spike TV.
Oh.
That's the guy who played the straight man on that is the pretty much the antagonist. He's done a lot of great movies, like a remake of Zatoichi, The Blind Swordsman, and it's also, but saying all that, it kind of is a cultural thing as well when it comes to run times. Like, I love Takashi Miike movies, Audition,
That's
Ichi the Killer.
yeah.
But then he's done adaptations of manga like Blade of the Immortal. And no, he does the entire first, like, we could have definitely cut out a few of these.
Well, you're talking about cutout, and that made me think. Do you like Stephen King?
Didn't really read them growing up.
He's got a series called The Dark Tower,
Yes.
which is his Lord of the Rings. Love the books, the audiobooks. I listen to them while I clean. So then they tried to make it into a movie.
Right,
and
Matthew
took
McConaughey.
7 books into one movie.
I thought they were. I see. I didn't see the movie. I didn't know they tried doing it. I thought it was going to be the franchise.
That's what it should have been. And Elba is great. I know the character, there was a color change. That didn't bug me at all.
Right.
But he's a cowboy knight from the future and never wore a cowboy hat. So not only the gripe of trying to, cut it too much, to miss the basics of it. You know what I mean?
I think it may have confused audiences that Matthew McConaughey wasn't the guy who was going to be wearing the hat.
Yeah.
Let him be confused, and then you can explain it to him and bring it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was a pretty good McConaughey.
Oh, thank you.
It was all right. I had to.
Yeah, no.
I think we're getting close to the time, gentlemen.
Right, yeah. So I'll go through my formalities. I always thank my late best friend, Stacia Marie Harden, for being an inspiration to me and keeping me out of too much trouble. And I hope she's doing the same for everybody else she touched in her life. And I hope she's squeezing the ectoplasm out of my fuzzy little buddy, Skimbleshanks, the one-eared angel. And I got to thank my Patreon subscribers. Tim Bates, he's been on the episode about the 1989 movie Arena, Charles Band produced film, and Night of the Demons from '88.
Oh, yeah.
And my friend, I don't know what's happened to this guy, AAW Chicago wrestling interviewer, The Scoop Staley. If you know me well enough, you know who that is. Basically, it's a money funneling thing for me. So you can follow me on all my socials are at CatBusRuss. We're talking Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. I've been banned from Twitter, probably trying to push my podcast during the RNC was not well taken. So Musk Hates Movies is a handle I'm thinking about trying to get back on to use.
Nice.
So where can they find you on the internet?
Well, mine are all TJ Sebastian Official or TJ Sebastian. Instagram, Facebook, and then of course NOLA Film Scene on Instagram and Facebook.
All right.
And I'm Brian Plato, Plaideau. It's French. Sounds like the clay, but isn't. Find me there on Facebook. I'm sure if you search that on the others, you can find it there. And then I'm Kodaks by Kojak on Instagram, because you can't see me through this audio. I'm bald, even though I have a beard. And someone gave me the nickname of Kojak, like Telly Savalas and Kodak Pictures.
Yeah.
Kodaks by Kojak.
Yep. Right. Well, as I always like to close out with a soundbite from David Tennant from Good Omens. Can I have a wahoo?
Wahoo.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.